Hello, and welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading channel, Charlie B. So, what am I doing tonight? Well, I am going to be answering that age-old question of what's for dinner. So tonight we are going to do something kind of special. We are going to do a mock crab imperial. My husband, me, my daughter, we all love crab imperial, but crab meat is extremely expensive. So I've got a lot of different fish downstairs, and I have some Pacific whiting. So I'm going to try to make that into my mock crab imperial. So let me bring you down and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to be making the crab imperial in this bowl. So I'm going to literally make the sauce that the fish are going to go into. First thing we have is 3/4 cup of mayonnaise. Going to have 2 eggs. Going to have a 1/2 cup of minced up, diced up red bell pepper. Now for the other seasonings. I'm going to go with 2 teaspoons of parsley flakes. Get that in a second. And we're going to put all this stuff in. Ooh, well, I kind of overdid it there, but that's all right. Parsley always tastes good. So, and we're going to use some ground mustard or mustard powder, which is ground mustard. And we're going to use 1 teaspoon of it. Now this recipe is kind of a combination of different crab imperial recipes. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of Old Bay. Some people don't like a really strong Old Bay taste, so you can always back it off if you want to. That's fine. Going to be using where's my lemon juice? There we go. Going to be using 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. This is just regular old lemon juice. You can use fresh if you want to, but I'm going to use this that's already bottled. And we're also going to be using two teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm just using the Lee & Perrin. And right over here, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to mix this up. Get it good, nice and smooth. As smooth as it can be with a lumpy bell pepper in it. We're definitely going to mix it up very good. And you could do this in a separate bowl if you wanted to. And then pour it over the fish. But I prefer to just kind of dirty up one if possible. I will have to dirty up another bowl in a second when I do the actual crab imperial sauce. But got that all good and mixed up. And I'm going to take 2 pounds, it's about 2 pounds of, like I said, my Pacific whiting fish. I just broke this up into pieces And I'm just going to sprinkle this in. I'm just going to start to slowly fold this in. Now these are pretty good sized chunks, and that's all right. As you know, as fish cooks, it will flake off. So now I keep everything that I have here, at least an extra one in my pantry in my preps. And I mean at least an extra one, because I use lemon juice and Leo Perrin Worcestershire sauce, or off-name Worcestershire sauce, for different items that I make. So I always make sure I keep extra ones of those. And also on my spices. I have yet to plant parsley. I will probably do it next spring and get that one going in my garden so I can start to freeze dry that myself. Just want to slowly get this mixed in together. We're just kind of folding it in. Now, if you were using crab meat, it would definitely be littler chunks, so you'd want to fold it in a lot more gentle than what I'm doing on this. I'm actually kind of chopping up the fish as I go, so everything's getting coated and the pieces are actually getting smaller. And one reason I want to do this is because, and my daughter's not here for dinner, but my daughter does not really like fish. She really only likes fried catfish. So I'm trying different ways to get her to eat more fish. It's in the freezer. We need to eat it. Okay, so I'm going to spread that all out, get it situated in here, and let's get moving to our next step. Looking pretty good so far. Okay, so we're going to be doing 1/4 cup of evaporated milk. And you can use half and half if you like, but I'm using what I have in my stores. So we're going to go with this. Our next item will be 3/4 cup of mayo. So I was saying we have 3/4 cup here of mayonnaise. I do normally what's on sale. Usually they have a Hellmann's on sale, and I pick up that whenever it is on sale, and there's for gas points for whenever I am doing gas points, and they have it on sale at Giant. Or I'll pick up like a 2-pack at Costco when I know that I'm going to be needing a lot of mayonnaise. So like when I'm making potato salad or something like that. Okay, our next item is 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Get this shaken up again. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and with the sauce. And 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And also 1 teaspoon of Old Bay. Ooh, don't want to put it over there. Want to put it here. Going to go ahead and stir this up and make it smooth. Make that very smooth. And then we're just going to pour it over the crab Imperial. You want to get this smooth, make sure that all the mayo is definitely mixed in. think mixing it in with a fork is usually easier to do this to get it smooth. So I'll be back in a second. Let me get a fork. Just clean off the spoon here. I'm going to go ahead and get this whipped a little bit easier with my fork to make it smoother. Now, if you don't want to hand mix it, you could literally mix it with an immersion blender or in a blender or a food processor. But I'm not going to go through that lengths. So that's good and smooth. I'm going to taste it. Oh, that's very good. Very, very good. All right, so I'm just going to pour this over. And then I'm going to spread it around. Right now I have my oven heating up to 400 degrees. And I'm going to probably take, well, this is something I'm going to have to check to make sure that the fish are done. So I will let you know the exact time, but I'm going to actually start it off at 15 minutes and we'll do it in 15-minute intervals of checking the time and checking the fish to make sure it's getting done. Well, we still have one more thing to top this. We are going to be doing some breadcrumbs also for on top of this. And let's get that breadcrumbs and some melted butter. So in this bowl right here, I have about 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And what I'm going to use is 1/2 cups of, I have Italian style breadcrumbs, and I'm just going to mix this in here. And this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using. I'm just going to dump that in there, and I'm going to mix it all together. It'll get a little bumpy because the breadcrumbs are absorbing the water, or not the water, sorry about that, the butter. Just going to mix this in really good. See how it's getting kind of lumpy and plumpy and dumpy? I'm going to go ahead and kind of toss this over a little bit, over the crab Imperial and the sauce that's on it. Yeah, I'm going to use my hands now. Just going to spread breadcrumbs out evenly. Hopefully it will be even. And our last ingredient for this will be, you can use regular paprika if you want to, but I have some smoked paprika. I thought it'd add a nice little taste to it, so I'm just giving it a couple good shakes all over this. Now my oven is preheated. I'm going to get this in here. I am. Oh, should be really good. I want to add a little extra to it. Okay, so let me get this in the oven, and we'll be back in a minute. Well, while the crab imperial is in the oven, baking at 400 degrees, I am doing a side of sauteed asparagus. Now, all I did was add some butter to this, to the skillet, and a few shakes of garlic powder and some salt and pepper. Okay, very simple. I think I've made this before on camera, but there you go. It's a nice side for a crab imperial. Now, with asparagus, you don't want it to get too soggy, so I'm watching this kind of close, and I have it on low. Okay, well, the crab imperial, or our mock crab imperial, was out of the oven. It was in there for 45 minutes. I'm going to tell you what I would have done a little different on this baking. What I would have done is I would have not put on the breadcrumbs until the last 15 minutes. I would have baked it at 400 degrees, uncovered for 30 minutes, pulled it out, put the breadcrumbs on it, and then stuck it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. I had to actually cover this because I wasn't thinking, and as you can see, there's a little hole right here. I kept digging in to check the fish. So that was my mistake, and I'll own up to it, but I'm telling you what I would do differently when I remake this in the future. So there you go. We're going to get this set up. I'm also letting this set for a few minutes to kind of let it set up, and then we're going to get it plated. So we will be back. Well, we've got our crab imperial plated, and here it is. It's hot, so I'm gonna blow on it. Let's see how this mock crab imperial tastes. Now remember, I made this with Pacific whiting, and I did the sauteed asparagus. It's actually very good. So I'm going to try it with a different fish also. It's really good. I might have saved a little bit of more sauce and just poured it on here after it was done. Just made some extra because I like saucy food. And so did my hubby. Hey, you're tasting it over there. How do you like it? Mm-hmm. He said, mm-hmm.
Very, very good.
He's got a mouthful of food. Let's try my sauteed asparagus. Mm-hmm. As good as always. So there you have is the mock crab imperial, and I use Pacific whiting. Now, like I said, you can try other different fishes. For the ones that you like, or the ones you don't like, try to hide it. But there you have it. And remember, if you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Charlie B signing out, and I'll be seeing you soon.